Hello, G.I. Joe fans. Okay, here I am with one of my holy grail items. This is something I have coveted for a while, ever since I did a video ranking all the ninjas in G.I. Joe mythology. I went through and I looked up this character, looking for ninjas, and I found a character I didn't even really know about. But I actually think that the design of this character holds up as one of the great villain designs in G.I. Joe. I think he's somewhere like somebody like Shadow Tracker, who came out in the Pursuit of Cobra line way past the expiration date of G.I. Joe, way past when we were kids, but actually held the same power as some of the great villains in the early release of G.I. Joe, just with an absolutely just amazing design. And so I saw this guy and I was like, I gotta have him. So I finally went out of my way and got him on eBay. He is in package. It's the only way I could get him with all the everything that he came with. Get a complete one. Seemed to be in package, and I am going to unpackage him because I am not an in package guy. I like to play with things. I like to let my kids play with them, and I like to get them out of the package. So sorry if this hurts. I don't know that there's that much thrill for Sigma 6 anyway, right? So let's get into Sigma 6 for a second. And I know a lot of people don't like Sigma 6, and I understand why. It doesn't read G.I. Joe. It reads like them trying to do something different, and it was a flop. It didn't really work. It lasted a couple of years, and this was the end of Sigma 6. Actually, they were going to change the villain over, and instead of Cobra, we were going to have the Dark Ninja Master, and I don't know if they were planning on coming out with like more ninjas, and it was just going to be ninja focused line. Doesn't matter. It failed. It flopped. And this was one of the last figures they ever produced, and one of the coolest. So one thing I will say about Sigma 6, I actually like Sigma 6 a lot. I did a video ranking every version of G.I. Joe, and I ranked it kind of high. Not to the top, but somewhere towards there, probably higher than a lot of people would rank it. And I totally get it, right? One of the problems with Sigma 6 is the figures are too big. They have a cartoonish look. They had this system where you could plug the weapons into them, and they have little holes on them. Their size is a real problem in a lot of ways, because at I think like 8 inches tall, at 8 inches it's almost impossible to get any vehicle other than a motorcycle in the line. It's even harder than trying to get one for classified, right? It's just hard to get a vehicle that these guys are bigger than classified figures, and so you're really limited. And G.I. Joe has always been a vehicle line, and you need that. It also, the cartoonish read, the over-the-top weaponry, the technology, crazy technology of it, probably doesn't play to fans of G.I. Joe who are looking for that more military feel. And I can admit, yeah, it's not always a hit. But I will say I did kind of love it for what it was, even though I understood, yeah, this isn't my G.I. Joe necessarily. I did end up buying a lot of it, and I have a lot of it because what I found is I did appreciate the style, and they had like very cool weapons. They have weapons that kind of work in reality, like Spirit had a bow that could actually fire arrows. I think one of the Snake Eyes had a zip line system that could suction cup to things. I think Cobra Commander had spinning blade shield. So they have little they have missiles launching out of them, and I think the Ninja Bat had an arm that shot out, and you could like press a button and it sucked back in. It had blades that pop out of its hands. So they had little fun. It was a very fun line. I brought them out for my kids a little while ago, and they were all about them. They're very fun. So let's check this guy out, and let's see. So the package, first of all, we're gonna see the packaging of Sigma 6. It's weird. It's a weird box. I think this probably helped the demise of the line, in that it's just this massive box that took up a lot of shelf space. It was probably very hard to stock. It wasn't a great idea. And then we're going to see this part is going to be like a crate that is actually going to come off and hold their weapons. And okay, so I'm gonna unbox this thing, which has never been my shtick here. A lot of people do the unboxings and the figure reviews. I don't tend to do that many. So bear with me for a minute. Okay, I'm gonna cut out the when I get boring, hopefully. Okay, so we got. Now I am unboxing a figure that is, obviously pristine, perfect in a box, and I gotta apologize if you're a type of person that loves things in a box. I'm ruining this. I'm just not an inbox guy, and this is the only way I could get the figure with all of its weapons, everything that it comes with. I wanted the complete version. I didn't want one that was missing anything. This is how I could get it, and I'm just not an inbox guy. I'm a one who plays with I play with my toys. I bring my toys out for my kids to play with. I am not precious about them. I don't think they're collector's items. They're playthings. They're toys, and they're for fun. And they're for enjoying, and I enjoy them outside the box. Okay, so this here is going to be a sort of weapons crate that they all come with a weapons crate. And actually they need to, and this is another thing that is, I think, a plus of the line Sigma 6 is these guys came with a ton. I mean, when you get a Sigma 6 figure, it was coming with 8-9 weapons, unheard of. I don't remember the price point of something like this. I would imagine something like this nowadays would put this in the $50 range for the amount of just crazy accessories. Now this is a crate. I'm going to put his weapons in. You know what this looks like to me? I think it's going to take up a shit ton of space. So I am completely uninterested in that. I'm gonna, whatever. I got a box for his weapons. So let's take a look at this guy. Tape everywhere, obviously trying to keep people from stealing, like Dan Larson. If you watch Toy Geeks, Dan Larson was a kleptomaniac child who stole action figures. They talk about it every week. If you like that, this would foil you. This is a lot of work. My assumption is that I fast forwarded this, or I cut. And now we have moved, and we will move forward in time.
Several days later.
And here we have him finally. It took me a long time and a lot of effort, but he is free. And look, this guy is insane looking. Granted, he still has this crazy, he has the sort of corny, cartoony look of the Sigma 6 line, but just imagine this guy as a classified figure. He's just pure white, and he's got the Arashikage tattoo on his back, which you can take off. You can see he's got the Arashikage tattoo right there, and he's just got and it's actually light piping, so if you shine a light through it, you're gonna see it light up a bit. Which maybe I'll try that in a little while. Then he's got hair. He's got beautiful real hair, which is just, and it's a lot of hair too. It actually looks like it might come off a little bit, but he's just a wild looking guy, and he's got these dead white eyes. I don't know if you can see that, those dead white eyes. He's just very creepy looking. And of course they have the Sigma 6 articulation, which was pretty good back then for an action figure. He's big, he's cartoony, and he is fairly well articulated. A little hard to move the joints. But okay, so let's look at this guy now. We have, and this is sort of the modular aspect of Sigma 6, is they have these holes all around them, which allow you to kind of customize them. And with this guy, we're gonna do, it looks like he's got 4 holes on his back, but it looks like it's there to customize this sword, this particular sword, which is look at that thing. It is absolutely massive, this sword. It's insane. One very cool thing about this guy, and it says it on the package, is he has Kung Fu grip. Look at that, Kung Fu grip. So just like the original G.I. Joe, Dark Ninja Master has Kung Fu grip, which means with this hand, only the right hand, it's his, he can open and close his hand and very easily get anything he wants in it. So let's see how it holds. Now, probably the Kung Fu grip would mean that hand is not going to hold during a battle, but it could be like the second hand for this thing, because this thing is just a massive sword. I mean, this sword it's the size of him, so it's just an absolutely crazy looking sword that is the size of his body. I mean, like, just absolutely insane. Then we have a secondary sword, and now all these things, like, you're gonna notice with Sigma 6, there's a modularity to it, so that we can put things on little holes all around his body. Now, why would you want to do that? I don't know. I'm just saying you could. I'm not saying you should. I'm saying you could. So this sword goes on his back pretty well, and now he just looks absolutely crazy. Now let's check out the loadout here. This guy comes with a ton of stuff. First of all, he comes with these masks, and now if you can see this mask, these are soul masks. It says it on the back. So the lore of the Dark Ninja Master is he's an Arashikage member who was shamed and then was banished from the Arashikage clan, and then he went into a mountain retreat, meditated, and he found this magical stone. I know that magical stone shit is kind of stupid. The Moon's Blood, a mystical stone of great power. I know that's some shit from that bad Snake Eyes movie, but whatever, we'll forgive it, because it's, he just looks just unbelievably crazy. He's just a very frightening looking guy. So he gets the Moon Blood Stone, gives him power, he goes mad, and now he wants his revenge. And it basically comes with these masks are meant to, and they snap on, see how well they snap onto his face. And now they're supposed to give him the power, the soul of dead ninjas. So you put them on here, okay, and they do strap on pretty well, actually pretty tight. They're not going to come off very easily. So they actually did a pretty good job here of the modularity for this figure. There's like a little notches here, and and there he is, two souls. You can have like the different powers from various different ninja masters, and that's pretty cool. You can also see he comes with a ton of weapons. There's this weapon, which I don't know what the deal is, but it's it's like a scissoring kind of weapon, kind of blade that could, I don't know, it's weird. Not my favorite of his weapons. He also comes with nunchucks. He comes with these nunchucks, and now these also, again, they all have like little pegs so you can put them on his body somewhere. But these are bladed nunchucks, so he can hold those. And let's see what he looks like with those instead. So he's got his bladed nunchucks. And then he also has this these very odd weapons. This knife, which, it's yellow, and this, which is like a meat cleaver, kind of like an axe. It's got some kanji on the side, some Japanese writing. Don't know what it says. You tell me. Oh, I think it's fire and water or something like that. But anyway, and so he's got these two weapons. He just has a ton of weapons, and he could certainly store them on his body if you wanted to. And then he also has this piece here, which is a very strange looking weapon. It's almost like a chain whip with a blade at the end, right? But at the and it comes with shuriken that can come off, so you can attach them there. I don't know if he like whips this and those spin off, but it's great because you have the 3 shuriken, and this is the real sweet spot of this figure. Is he's got these notches between his fingers. It's kind of one of the reasons I really like the Sigma 6 line, even though it is cartoony and weird and doesn't quite fit. Is the size here allows for us to have things like shuriken, so you can stick them in his hands. This is even cooler. All right, you can see he's very flexible. He's very flexible, and he can actually fit them in between his toes. He can fit shuriken, and he can, in theory, throw shuriken with his toes. So we also have this little belt here. It looks like it's some armor, some Ronin style armor. But you're gonna see he's got 3 little throwing knives that he also can fit between his hands, and they fit pretty well for like a nice little throw. And between his fingers, he can hold these, or he can put them again between his toes. Just a weird design, right? I can fit one between this toe here. So just a super weird design of a figure, an insane a loadout of just crazy weaponry, and one of the weirdest looking villains ever in the G.I. Joe line. I mean, they're making ninjas and they're pulling slice and dice, and they're gonna do the Ninja Force, and I want to see this guy before I see somebody like Bushido or something. Give me this guy, a new villain. When they're doing those deep cuts for me in Classified, it's really exciting. When they came out with the Shadow Tracker, I was like all about that guy because I'm a big Pursuit of Cobra fan. Similar here, there's just not many characters were created by the Sigma 6 line, but this is one of them, and I think really crazy addition to the lineup of evil Cobra villains. This is in person. It is a pretty magnificent figure. Glad I have it finally. Only a couple more items that on my list of shit I don't have and desperately want, but this guy is really sick, really bizarre. So that's my take. What do you think? Are you into Sigma 6? Did you like it at all? Or you think it's just absolute cartoonish looking garbage? Did you watch the anime style cartoon? And did you pick up any figures? And what do you think of the Dark Ninja Master? What other kinds of weird deep cuts would you like to see in G.I. Joe Classified? Let me know in the comments below.